You know what's funny about all of these abilities? Every single one of these uses exactly the same script. Yeah, we're not writing 3 different abilities, we're writing one. And after this video, you'll be able to make pretty much any projectile ability you want. Abilities tutorials are always the same, 500 lines of code. Half of them don't even explain what they're doing. So I decided to make the simplest projectile system possible. Instead of coding a new ability every single time, we're building one module. Then we're going to use it to create a fire ability, an ice ability, and a dark ability, without rewriting everything. Once you understand the idea behind it, making new skills becomes ridiculously easy. All right,
let's do this.
First, let's grab the VFX. We'll need 2 of them, a projectile and an explosion. That's literally enough to create most projectile abilities. Next, we're going to use an animation. And instead of randomly spawning our ability, we'll add an animation marker. That marker tells Roblox the exact frame where the projectile should be fired. Trust me, it makes your abilities feel 10 times more polished. Now, here's the module I made. Before you panic, you don't need to understand every single line. That's the whole point. This video isn't about building a framework from scratch. It's about learning how to use one to create abilities in minutes. If enough people ask for it, I'll make a dedicated video explaining how the entire module works. All right, let's set everything up. First, create a tool inside Starter Pack. Call it whatever you want. Mine is just called Skills because I'm incredibly creative. Now head over to Replicated Storage and create a folder named VFX. Inside that, create another folder for your ability. Mine is called Dark Explosion. Drop both your projectile and explosion effects inside. One important thing, disable every particle emitter inside the explosion effect. Otherwise, the particles will start playing the moment the game loads. Next, create a remote event called onActivated. This is how the client communicates with the server to start the ability. Back inside the tool, add a local script and your animation. All it does is listen for the E key, wait for the animation marker, and then tell the server to activate the ability. That's it. Now for the fun part. Create a script inside Server Script Service because this is where the magic actually happens. Before we do anything, we require our module and listen for new server event. Then we start by creating a new ability. Everything about our projectile is configured right here. The first value is the projectile lifetime. If it doesn't hit anything before that time, it simply explodes on its own. Next comes the projectile speed. Pretty self-explanatory. Higher value, faster projectile. Then we have the projectile offset. This determines where the projectile spawns relative to the player. Otherwise, it'd spawn inside your chest, which looks slightly less cool. After that comes the explosion radius. This controls how far the explosion can hit enemies. Now we need 2 VFX, the projectile effect and the explosion effect. That's literally everything our module needs. Now that our ability exists, all we have to do is activate it. When we call activate, the module takes care of everything. It spawns the projectile, moves it forward, detects collisions, creates the explosion, and even tracks which enemies have already been hit. The only thing we need to provide is what happens when someone gets hit. That's what this function is for. In our case, we're simply dealing 40 damage. But you could do literally anything here. Apply knockback, play a sound, spawn another projectile.
Okay, but I still don't see how I can use this to make any ability I want.
Hold on, let me show you. Let's make 2 more abilities. An ice ability that freezes enemies, and a fire ability that burns them over time. The setup is exactly the same. Create a folder for each ability inside the VFX folder, drop in the projectile, the explosion, and don't forget to disable the explosion particles. Now let's make our local script a little smarter. Instead of always casting the same ability, we'll create a variable called skill name. Depending on which key the player presses, we simply change its value. E for dark, X for fire, F for ice. Then we send that value to the server. That's literally the only thing we changed on the client. Now let's jump back to the server. We'll receive skill name, check which ability the player requested, and activate the correct one. To give each ability its own behavior, all we have to do is edit this callback. Remember, this function only runs when the projectile hits an enemy. Everything before that is handled by the module. Let's start with a fire ability. First, we deal the initial damage. Then we attach our burning effect to the enemy. And finally, we create a simple loop that deals a little bit of damage every few moments. Once it's finished, we simply remove the effect. That's it. Now let's make the ice ability. This time, instead of burning the enemy, we freeze them. We anchor their humanoid root part so they can't move, deal some damage, spawn an ice cube around them, wait 2 seconds, and play a small tween to make the ice sink into the ground. See how different these abilities feel? Yet both of them use exactly the same module. The only thing that changes is what happens after the hit. And that's exactly why building systems is so powerful. Instead of rewriting your projectile logic every single time, you only write the fun part. From here, you could make lightning strikes, poison clouds, meteors, lasers, wind attacks, or pretty much any projectile ability you can imagine. Of course, this module is intentionally simple. Building more advanced abilities takes time, creativity, and a bit of experience. If this video helped you, consider subscribing. And now, go make something awesome.